I was meditating this morning on what I would tell my younger self who was just getting started on my spiritual path and spiritual journey. And I think what I boiled it down to is that just take a deep breath and be more still and more present. I felt like once I started meditating more and all the little bulbs started turning on in my head, it was like, whoa, this is so cool and exciting. I just want to keep learning. I want to keep doing. And so I felt like I found myself always chasing and I was always reaching for the next thing. I never felt like I was doing enough and I wasn't fully able to savor the moment and really savor the process of the unfolding. I just was like, ooh, what's next? What's next? And I kept going and I kept, doing the next training. I kept doing the next practice that I could find. And while I do find that I have so many useful and helpful tools now, it was like I reached a point where all of the practices were starting to kind of control me instead of me controlling my own life, where I was doing so many of these spirit practices, but I wasn't quite carrying the spirit practices into an embodied way of life. And so I think what I would tell my younger self is to just pause and take a deep breath and just be more present. Because I think I have found for me that a spiritual path feels more like a heart-led path, learning how to live more from the heart and learning how to be more present and still so that we can choose more heart-aligned actions. And sometimes it takes pausing in that stillness to choose that heart-aligned action, and we have to be a little bit more patient with our actions in this way. And I think instead of jumping into all of these new practices and advanced practices and meditating hours on day, it was more of a shift of how can I bring more of this on the mat practice into my out of life practice. I already know what this peace feels like in my mat, but how can I bring this peace and love with me in every action and everything that I do? So, and that's when we're living an embodied life, when we're living a heart-led life, a spirit-led life, the wisdom, the alignment, the manifestations all begin to unfold naturally in life, and you can just truly savor and be content with where you are and honor the process of the becoming. So, hope that helps.